I'm Rob Thomas, editor-in-chief of Club and Resort Business, and welcome to another edition of the Club and Resort Talks podcast. Today's podcast, we have a special guest. If you're watching this on Friday when it comes out, the PGA Championship's out. It's taking place right now down at Quail Hollow Club in Charlotte. 20 PGA professionals have made the field. They all have to go through qualifying throughout the year, and then they play in a four-round PGA Professional Championship, just like a PGA Tour event. 4 rounds of golf. The top 20 make the PGA Championship, which is a huge, huge honor. Anyways, we've got Chase Wilson, director of instruction at Columbus Country Club in Ohio here. On today's podcast, he's tried qualifying. He made the tournament and didn't quite make the cut. So he did not. He's not in the group of 20, the team of 20. But he talks a little bit about the process, what his day-to-day is, and everything in preparing for this type of event and how the club supports his progress. It's a really interesting conversation. Terrific guy. Columbus Country Club, not too far from me. Hour and a half, 2 hours. Hopefully get down there at some point and meet Chase in person, but I enjoyed chatting with him. Before we get to that, I want to tell you that today's podcast is sponsored by Fiberbuilt Umbrellas and Cushions. Fiberbuilt specializes in shade products that enhance the decor of pool decks, alfresco dining facilities, and outdoor lounge areas. Designers recognize the distinctive styles, sizes, fabrics, and options available as they fashion inviting environments. General managers welcome Fiberbuilt's structural integrity, durability, and value. Members and their guests appreciate the comfort of shade as they enjoy their day at the club. You can learn more at fiberbuiltumbrellas.com. Thank you very much, Fiberbuilt Umbrellas, for sponsoring us today. Before we get to Chase, I want to give you a few things that are happening in the news as we speak. And first off is something fun, and we have a robot report magazine within our under our umbrella of WTWH Media, and this is something right up their alley. Rome Country Club in New York partnered with Drone City to test drone and robotic dog deliveries of food and drinks to golfers mid-round. The trial showed promise, aiming to boost convenience, speed up play, and modernize on-course service. Wes Cup, who I believe is like a world champion speed golfer, owns the golf course, and he's innovative. He's trying different things. They're a public golf course, and they don't have a ton of weekday plays, so it doesn't make sense for them to have the beverage cart out. On most days. On the weekend, sure, when there's a ton of golfers out on the golf course, they have the beverage cart. So this is another option. He said it was pretty impressive seeing that robot dog run down the fairway. I guess it goes a little bit slower than a golf cart, um, but it's a fairly open golf course. So the flying aerial drones, there's no power lines, so it's a good place to test it out. And now Drone City's working on the app. You just go on your phone, bing, 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 order the stuff, airstrike. You get some snacks, get some bevies, whatever the case may be. Celebrating a birdie, drowning your sorrows after a double bogey. That sounds fantastic, and I'm looking forward to it. That's right around the corner. Pretty soon, all golf courses are going to have this technology. I know Grove 23, Michael Jordan's course down in Hobie Sound, Florida. Hobie Sound or Hobe Sound? Hobie. I'm going to go with Hobie. They already have the drone delivery plus high-speed golf carts, so that sounds like a blast. Next up, let's go down to North Carolina. North Carolina Golf Course plans a $1 million upgrade to expand youth programs and community impact. The proposed upgrades at Hillendale Golf Course, pending approval by the Durham City Council, are centered around expanding access and resources for youth-focused initiatives. Good on that. It's a community golf course. They do a lot for charity, and that money's going to go a long way toward helping these kids and helping all the charities, plus improve the golf course. So read about that at clubandresortbusiness.com. And last but not least in the news, I think this is the fourth consecutive year that GCSA's Rounds for Research breaks a record. Rounds for Research helps address a critical shortage of funding for ongoing university-based agronomic research, education, advocacy programs, and course operations. The national campaign is presented in partnership with the Toro Company. Good on the Golf Course Superintendents Association of America and Toro for all that they are doing to help advance the turf grass sciences. And Rounds for Research is I think, like I say, this is the fourth year in a row that they have broken records for raising money. So good on them, and let's just keep it going. Let's make next year five in a row. With that in mind, let's get right to Chase Wilson, Director of Instruction at Columbus Country Club. Hello, and welcome back to the podcast. I'm joined by Chase Wilson, Director of Instruction at Columbus Country Club. Go Buckeyes!
Go Bucks.
All right, Chase, hey, welcome to the show, man.
Hey, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Hey, if you could, give us a little, before we get into the meat and potatoes, give us a little day in the life type thing of the Director of Instruction.
Yeah, so I do all things teaching, lessons, fittings, teaching junior programs, getting all the organization ready for everything that goes on in our golf season. I would say for me, it's a lifestyle more than anything. I enjoy it.
That's fantastic. I love it, and I love the passion for the profession. The reason that we are talking to you is because you recently participated in the PGA Professionals Championship for a right to go play in the PGA Championship. How can you describe the experience?
Yeah, it was awesome. They run it just like a tour event. From the very beginning at, player check-in, they do an awesome job of making you feel welcome. The tour trucks are there for all your sponsors, whether you're with Callaway or TaylorMade or Titleist. That's really cool experience for those, especially if those that haven't done that before. All your range balls are brand new, and the course was first class. They had it really dialed in, and man, was it firm and fast. So that made it really interesting and challenging for sure. The event as a whole, you kind of got to pace yourself if you're not used to playing three or four practice rounds and then a 4 round tournament. So I tried to stagger my practice a little bit in terms of making sure I didn't play 18 every day and wear myself out before the week started.
Yeah, that's funny that you mentioned that because I know that the tour pros they generally play 9 holes on like Tuesday, nine the back nine maybe on Wednesday, and they're spending their time. I would assume prior to that you just play 18 holes, but you can get burned out because you got 4 rounds of golf coming ahead of you, hopefully, right?
Yeah, and we're not used to it. I'm used to staying on the range for 10 hours a day giving golf lessons, and I play section events every Monday, and I'll sneak in 9 holes here and there. Some guys get to play a little more than that, but mine is a lot more practice than play, other than the competitive rounds I play. But I don't play a lot of just casual 18-hole rounds. So I went 11 holes, 9 holes, 18, 9, and then the tournament started. I felt pretty good. I felt like I didn't overdo it too much, which was nice.
Had you done it before?
Yeah, this is the third time I qualified. The first one got canceled due to COVID, unfortunately. And then I played in 2021 in the Professional National Championship at the same place, same location. So I was pretty comfortable and very familiar with the area, which was nice. And this was my second crack at getting to play at it. I missed the cut both times by one stroke and three strokes. And hopefully the next one I'll, make the cut and at least make a run at qualifying for the PGA because that's the dream come true there.
Yeah, hey, we're pulling for you. What were some of the biggest takeaways, both personally and professionally, from playing at this level?
Personally, I want to go do it a lot more times because I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed being in contention for the cut. I enjoyed competing at that high of a level because there's so many good players there. Even playing practice rounds with some of the guys, like I got to play with Jared Jones, who's played in the Professional National Championship and the PGA Championship a few times, and Devin Gee, who's hosting the U.S. Open at Oakmont here in coming up next month. But I would say personally, I would love to play in a few more and hopefully do a little better. Professionally, that is kind of the pinnacle of competing for a golf professional. I mean, unless you qualify for a US Open or somehow get in a PGA Tour event, that it's about as good as it gets for us. So they do a first class job of running the event, and I was honestly blessed to be a part of it. It was a treat.
So you're obviously a hell of a golfer, but you do have a 9 to 5 quote unquote job. How did you prepare for such a big event while still fulfilling your responsibilities at the club?
Yeah, time of year is tricky for us. Being in April and being a northern state, it's not like we've had a whole lot of good weather leading up to it. So I did a pro am where I took some of my members and we went out to Vegas and played in that 4 days in a row. I got to Florida a few days early so I could play some rounds. But outside of that, I think I only played 3 rounds in Ohio before I left to go down there. So it was a lot more of simulator golf and getting swings on the range on nice days. Because, like you said, it's a 9 to 5, even though it's really like a 7 to 7 a lot of days. But yeah, and making sure you just get enough reps to feel like you're a little bit sharp. You're never going to be as sharp as midsummer form, but you just want to give it your best. You want to give it your all. And with that being said, you hope you can get some type of short game reps, full swing reps to feel that way. I'm lucky. I put a chipping putting green in my basement a few years ago, and it's turned into a lot more of a hockey area for my son and I. But we still practice chipping and putting, and that allows you to at least get the feels going.
Your son a big Blue Jackets fan down there in Columbus?
He is. He's a very big Blue Jackets fan. Yeah, we go to a few games every winter, and he really enjoys it.
All right, great. Boone Jenner, Adam Fantilli, and the boys. I like it. What kind of support did you get logistically, emotionally from not only the staff at the Columbus Country Club, but also some of the members?
Yeah, a lot of my students they would ask me about how my prep was going, and they were really involved in the kind of how I planned and how I got myself ready to go for the event. And our staff is first class. I'm lucky. Our director of golf, Ryan Call, he's a star, and he he played with me in a couple of pros and helped me get my game ready before I left. And I have two other peers who I work with on my game, just trying to make sure it stays sharp and doesn't get too far off. And they were all great in supporting me and giving me a little bit of their time so that I could hopefully play my best or as close to it. Um, the membership here is fantastic. They've been so interested, I guess is probably the right word, in me going to play at that event. And it's funny, a lot of them didn't even know that it's a nationally televised event on the Golf Channel. So they just know it meant a lot to me, which I appreciate that.
No, that's fantastic. I was watching along from the comfort of my house here in Cleveland, Ohio. And unfortunately, I didn't get to see you compete on the weekend, or the quote unquote weekend, I guess it would be. But hey, there's always next year, and I'll be following for sure. How does the culture at the club, encourage and support professionals? Not only you, but your peers, maybe somebody on the racket side that want to compete at a higher level.
Yeah, I would say it's definitely welcome in terms of they want their staff to play with the members. We have a kind of a routine Friday game where a couple of our staff gets out and plays with the members. And I know I've always, in my 8 years here, I've always felt welcome to jump on the tee sheet and play with any of whether they're my students or whether they're just members of the club. We, uh, we have this really cool, it's a season long challenge called the Donald Ross Challenge. And two of our members will partner up and they'll take on two of our staff members. We have 6 golf professionals on staff, and we'll go out there and we'll just play a best ball match. And my boss and I have only been beaten one of those in the past 4 years since we've been doing it. So those are a lot of fun too, just to get out there and get the juices flowing and have a fun match with our membership.
So you're 2, 3 weeks removed from this huge event. Anything that you learned in Florida, I think it was, right? Yeah, not at PGA Frisco, it was down in Florida. Anything you learned in Florida that you brought back with you to your club?
But it was just not as sharp as I wanted to be. And I still stay on the range for a couple hours after that round, just working on some feels with my caddy, talking through things. And I really found some this season that'll really help. So the those couple, let's call them swing mechanics and setup feels are really going to be beneficial. But you also, when you go through that and you feel like you played not very well in round one, and then I played really good in round two, just made a couple sloppy bogeys slash bogeys under really tough conditions, you learn that you don't have to play perfect golf. You just have to go out there and play really clean rounds, play very solid, and you don't have to do anything fancy to make the cut. I mean, the cut was right around two or three over, and even par made the PGA Championship. So when you go through that and you experience it, it just reminds you that you don't have to play perfect, which a lot of people think you do. So that's honestly a great feeling going forward anytime I get another crack at it.
Yeah. So the names escape me. I call it or something like that. The guy who won it all
Yeah,
ran
Tyler
away with
Collett.
it. Yeah, so he ran away with it, right? He was the only one. He played near perfect golf. I don't think he had his first bogey until the final round. So bizarre to see him play at that level. Michael Block, who everybody knows from past PGA championships, finished I think third around 600. So you're saying
He did. Yep.
you don't have to play perfect golf. You might if you want to win it, but to make the PGA Championship, you're right there. You're right on the cusp, and that's fantastic. Um, I'm going to get you out on this one. I want you to. I always ask people to take the crystal balls out, look into it. 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, where do you see not only yourself but the PGA Professional Championship?
Um, I think it's going to continue to get more spotlight on, especially after the way Michael Block performed. I mean, that was close to his A game in the PGA Championship a couple years ago. And like this will be Tyler's fourth appearance in the PGA Championship. So it wouldn't surprise me to see him contend or see another golf professional make the cut. These guys, I mean, there was 312 of them. And when you get those guys with their A game, they can compete with the best players in the world. It's just they, like you said, have a 9 to 5 and they don't work on their game as much or have the opportunity to dial it in as much. So I think the event moving forward is in a great place. I look forward to go to a couple of cool venues. It goes to Bandon next year, which will be incredible. I hope I get to be a part of that one. And I would say, as far as the golf professionals go, I mean, the guys just keep getting better. That performance Tyler put on was absolutely incredible. I take my hat off to him because it was flawless.
So I lied. It's not the one I got you out on. I got one more question for you. To get from today, which I think, what is it? It's May 13th here in the year of the Lord in Ohio. What is it going to take for Chase Wilson to get to Bandon Dunes next year? A lot of preparation in the summer, fall, winter.
So we qualify in the summer for next year's event. So our event's this August. Um, I'll do a lot of prep work leading up to the event, try to play as many tournaments as possible leading up to and sharpen the game. You know, the old iron sharpens iron definitely matters. And then it's at a golf course that I haven't played great at in the past, but like any golf course you play, you learn from it and try to refine your game a little bit when you go around there. I would say just some good prep work leading up to, and if I go play solid golf, I'm going to have a chance to win that golf tournament, which will be fun. We normally get around 5 or 6 spots that get to go to nationals. So last year I finished runner up. That's the one tournament in our section I haven't won yet. So I would love to nip that one of these days. And we have a lot of great players in our section, though. I mean, Ben Kerr and Jared Jones, Bob Sowards, who's one of the greatest club pros ever to live. These guys are all, my peers, but also my competitors in that event. So it'll be fun to compete against them.
Yeah, did Sowers make it again this year?
He did. He had an amazing final round. 6 or 7 birdies and an eagle for the low round of the day in the final round to qualify for the PGA. It's his 12th PGA championship.
Wow, good on Bob. And hey, we'll be following along. Keep us posted come August. All right.
Awesome. Hey, thanks. I appreciate you reaching out. I enjoyed it.